Good evening, everybody. I'm doing my women's health talk tonight, and I wanted to do that this week with our love theme, all about self-confidence and how to build self-confidence, and also learning how to love yourself a little bit better. And this is not me going to turn around and say, oh, you must be confident, blah, 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 or anything like that. It's just about making you realize that many women experience confidence issues. It's something that is very evident as many women get older. The menopause, definitely is a culprit for knocking confidence. And that comes with the fact that many of the symptoms you experience when you're going through the menopause are completely out of your control. Say, for instance, having a hot flash. I had a lady in my Pilates class, she was in my yoga class actually today, had a massive hot flash right at the start of the class. She had no control over that. That was, no way that she could to deal with it. But and obviously that was really embarrassing for her. But I think what we have to understand is that those things like that, they are going to happen. And I think if we can try and put things in place in order for either those symptoms to be less, and then essentially that builds our confidence, because if we know that we are improving our nutrition, improving our hydration, staying away from the stimulants, all of these things help to reduce a thing like a hot flash, then we're less likely to get it. And that's going to build our confidence, because otherwise that lady may feel like she never ever wants to come back to class ever again. And that's what can happen. It knocks your confidence because of those things. But this is talking to any woman out there of any age about self-confidence. And I think what we have to understand more than ever is comparing yourself to anyone else is just absolutely toxic. It's so redundant. You do not need to compare yourself in any way, shape, or form. So if you are listening to this and you're finding that with social media, the things that you're looking at, maybe on Instagram, maybe on TikTok, maybe on Facebook, that you are comparing yourself to people and making you feel less of a woman, unfollow those people straight away. This happened to me during lockdown, where everyone was very busy doing nothing, and there was a lot of fitness influencers who were all of a sudden getting loads of traction because they were doing online workouts, probably not even qualified instructors. And it was making me panic. I was worried because I was like, a lot of my participants may go to these so-called influencers. They're getting a lot of traction. The workouts aren't even good. Certainly their presenter experience really wasn't good. They weren't presenting themselves very well. And it made me feel crap about myself. I started doubting myself. I started doubting my own ability. And the first thing I needed to do was delete those people, get them off my social media so I stopped seeing them. So that can make a huge difference to your self-confidence. If you're finding that you are doing things, watching things, and it's making you compare yourself to others, then absolutely, categorically stop that right now. That will make a huge difference, because comparing yourself can be really, really hazardous. There's no point comparing yourself. We're all different. We're all individuals. And what's working for one person won't work right for another person. No one's walking in your shoes. No one's living your life. So there's zero point you comparing yourself to anyone else. And especially with social media, no one's posting what they're not doing. No one's posting their shit days. No one's posting how they really feel. Everyone's doing it for the gram or doing it for TikTok, making it look like you live in the most amazing house, you've got the most amazing friends, you've got a brilliant social life, your amazing partner loves you forever. All of those things. They're not going to tell you about, what realistically is going on in their world. Potentially they could have come on their period halfway through the day, flooded their leggings, had a row with their partner, spouse, brother, sister, mother, father, whoever it might have been. Things might have just been really, really crazy, really, really hectic. They're living in a house that, yes, looks brilliant on Instagram, but actually in the background, everything's chaos. and there's stuff everywhere. No one's posting that real stuff. So comparing yourself to anything on social media is completely ludicrous. So that's the first thing I want you to stop doing. And then when you think about you as an individual, I want you to use your journal to list all of the things that you are super proud of within your life about you. List them. Not necessarily the things you like, the things you're super proud of, the things that you've done or that you do on a regular basis that you are proud of, that you can turn around and say, you know what? Yeah, I did that. That was hard and I did it. Whatever it might be, whether it was walking into a new class where you don't know anybody and literally completing that Pilates class that made you feel good, whether or not it's trauma that you've been through where you've lost individuals, important people in your life, but you survived it, you got through, whether it's going through a relationship breakdown or whether or not it might be, going through a marriage breakup. All of these things are really, really important for you to understand that essentially they take a lot to get through. I just had to let Bentley out. Sorry, gang. They take a lot to get through. It could be something that you've done at work, a way that you've handled a meeting, the way that you've run maybe a training session or taken part in a meeting or taken part in a training session, done an assignment that's been like really great on a course that you've done, completed a qualification that you didn't think you could do. List all of these things that you are proud of and keep adding to it. Keep adding to that list as more and more things come your way. Maybe it was, handling a situation that you didn't think normally you would have handled that way. You didn't fly off the handle. You didn't get argumentative back to someone who was really rude to you. All of those things make a big difference. And then that list, as you keep adding to it, I want you to keep looking at it every single day. Really make it prevalent in your mind. Use it as the first thing that you read when you wake up in the morning, the last thing when you read when you go to bed at night. Positive affirmation will really set itself in your mind. And the more we stimulate that side of the brain, that positive side of the brain, the more that will grow, the better that will be. Just the same way that if you live in a negative world and you think badly of yourself constantly and you're always talking yourself down and belittling everything that you do, that side of the brain gets really strong as well. So I want you to stop that negative talk. I want you to list those things that you are super proud of with regards to yourself. And I want you to keep reading them. Read them on the morning, evening, read them when you need them. Keep adding to them. It's not self-indulgent. And even if it is, does it matter? It needs to be there, prevalent in your mind. You need to remind yourself of all the amazing things that you do as a human being. And then the last thing I want you to think about is karma really, really does work. And the more you give, the more love you give, the more kindness that you give, the more that will come back to you. The more you comment on someone else and make them feel amazing with regards to noticing that they've had their hair done or noticing that they've got a new outfit or noticing just how amazing their smile is and commenting on it and making them feel special. And that will make you feel special. That will make you feel confident and make you feel like you are worthy. And essentially then that like attracts like, and it keeps coming back to you. So that, whether or not it's the fact that, you're an instructor in this group and you might be really suffering with regards to your confidence and feeling like, you're not doing as well as everybody else, and maybe your body shape's changed and you're not feeling as confident in your own skin anymore. Start commenting to people in your classes about how well they're doing. Start commenting on making them feel like they are achieving. Or even if it's nothing to do with their ability or their skill or the level that they're working at, comment then on how they're looking, their smile, their ability in that sense. that makes a huge difference. It makes them feel special. You will then feel special as a knock-on effect from it. It's like attracts like, and it really, really does work. It's something that I do on a regular basis. If I'm feeling unconfident, one of the best ways that I pick my confidence up is to make someone else feel confident. And I know it sounds really silly, but it really works. So you can read every self-help book out there. You can read every positive quote on Pinterest. But what really works is when you actually do a little bit of self-work. That self-work needs to come from unfollowing people who are not making you feel good, who are making you question your own self and your own self-worth. Get rid of them. You do not need them in your social network. They might not even be on social media. They might be in your life, and you might need to step away from them. Secondly, make that list of all the things that you are proud of. Everything that you are so just really fills your heart that you did that. And it can be as small or it could be as big as you want to. But keep adding to that list and keep reading it so that it stays there in your mind all the time. Use that list anytime you need it, but don't just use it when you need it. Use it every day. Even on the days where you're feeling really good, you're feeling really confident, still read the list. Read it twice, read it 3 times. And then lastly, give out the kindness, give out the kindness, give out the love. And that will make a huge difference to how you feel about yourself as well. Because like attracts like, karma absolutely 100% works. And I believe it so truly. People who do bad, get bad, come back to them. People who do good and make people feel special, that comes back to them. I really hope that's helped. That was a 10-minute, 12-minute prep talk there for me giving you a little bit more confidence and how to love yourself better. Because you know what? We're all just doing the best we can. And even the most confident people, have their bad days. I have my bad days. I have days where I don't feel about myself. I don't feel great about I look or question myself. I might find, actually that class, I didn't feel that flowed. I didn't feel like it went the way I wanted it to. It happens. It's natural. It's human. But you draw a line under it and you move on. And you move on to the next day or the next moment or the next hour. Please let me know any questions. Otherwise, have a fabulous evening. Big love. Lots of love to you. And remember how precious you are, how important you are, and also the impact that you are probably having on many people without you even knowing it. Whether that's people in your life, on your social media, whether it's people at your work, whether it's your children, whether it's your family, whether it's the clients that come to your classes, you have a massive impact on those people. They are inspired by you. So take care, everyone. Lots of love, and I'll see you on a live or a catch-up real soon.